Making sauerkrauted beets. Start out with a clean kitchen counter. It is so true that you can't create a creative meal if your kitchen is a mess. So I started out cleaning all the dishes out of the sink, made myself a clean surface. That took a while, but it was really worthwhile because it made the whole process of making this sauerkraut very enjoyable. So right now I have the garlic cut up and some peppers, black pepper, red pepper, and beet stalks. The green leaf I already sauerkrauted in a separate container because that takes much shorter time to sauerkraut. And then in the sink are the beets. I'm gonna julienne them and sauerkraut them. So it's gonna be a delicious, crunchy beet sauerkraut in a few days. In the fridge, I already have the green leaves being sauerkrauted. Green leaves. And this is sauerkraut juice from a previous beet and watermelon rind sauerkraut. So I will use this, put it in here once all the beets are julienned. Beet stalks will get sauerkrauted. This will be the starter juice. It's got all the bacteria in there from a previous culture. This allows me, in effect, to use much less salt, because the idea of the salt is to be there to draw out the fluid, but also to prevent the sauerkraut from spoiling before the before the lactobacillus have a chance to make its own culture and make the acid that's needed to preserve the food. Alright, so that's sauerkraut beets. We should see the results in about a week. Alright, the beets are all julienned. The sauerkraut beets are just gonna be all beets. There's no cabbage. So it's more Sauerbeeten. Sauerbiegen. Not sauerkraut. So all the garlic and spices are underneath. You might think, why don't I mix it up? Well, the bacteria have little flagellae. They can move and things will be bubbling from the bottom. So if you put all the spices on the bottom, the flavor will seep through and go to the top. And here's my little helper. So that's it. All we gotta do now is add the previous solution of culture from previous batch of sauerkraut that had red cabbage in it. That's it. Just add the fluid, and this will brew and become sour beet. In a few days. You don't want to add all of it. You don't want the entire thing to have the low pH, too sour. So I'm going to add water, and I'm going to put a plate to make sure all the beet is submerged in fluid. But that's it, nothing to it. That's sour beet, which will be ready in 4 to 6 days.
Okay, it has been several days, and the beet leaves, these are the leafy green from the beets, completely raw, almost like what a raw vegan would eat. Although I are not one. I had sushi last night with a lot of meat, and I eat fried fucking chicken and everything, but I eat that very, very, very sparingly. It's more like where my son eats the fried chicken and I go in and I suck on the bone and the meat that's off those bones after he's already finished eating the fried chicken. My infant son. So this is completely raw, and the taste test of the beet leaves uncooked. Oh yeah. Oh, very good. A little sour with a tinge of bitterness, which is kind of the antitoxin effect. So, especially in Chinese medicine, bitterness is antitoxin. Here's the actual beets themselves. Let's see this. Fuck me. Let me see. Good fucking God. Holy fuck. Alright. Taste test. Raw vegan. Yeah, it's done. It's sweet, beety, a little sour, crunchy, so it's good. Bye.